People say our wings lose downforce because the trunk deforms. Today we're going to be talking about why that's physics nonsense. Here's a simple way to understand this. Take a squishy ball and place it on a bathroom scale. Now tar it to 0. This ball is going to be something that deforms easily. All right, so because I'm a human and I can't balance on a ball like a clown, and I don't want Alex catching a video of me falling on my ass, we have a squishy pad, so easily deformed. It deforms very easily. So we've got that on a scale, zeroed out, and I'm gonna step on it. Stop moving. 156, 150, 157.1, 157.0. $156.9. The squishy pad that deformed does not change my weight. Deformation doesn't mean that force goes away. It just means the material's flexing while that force still goes through it and all the way down to what it's actually sitting on. Taking this a step further, we're going to prove this same thing with our C8 on some long acre scales. All right, so I'm gonna take my shoes off because this is a really nice wing, but we're gonna get on this rear wing. So we probably lost about 2 pounds of body weight for me. We have the car's weight, which is 35.28 according to the scales. And I'm going to hop on this rear wing, and then Alex is gonna get a screenshot of that. What's it at now?
3683.
Okay, give me a sec. 36, 155 pounds. Huh, weird. It's the exact same weight I am without shoes on. All right, so Alex asked me to make this even more simple. I actually zeroed the car out on the scales, and now I'm gonna jump on it to show that it's about 155 pounds. 155 pounds. Well, I think it's 156 right this moment. All right, so something that people say quite often is, the trunk deforms and that causes the load to not actually transfer to the ground. That is partially true. If you factor in that the rear wing angle of attack changes angle of attack with deformation of the trunk. So let's say you're running 7 degrees angle of attack statically with absolutely no speed, airspeed, and then let's say at 140 miles an hour, you get enough deformation that the rear wing angle of attack goes to about 6 degrees instead of 7 degrees. So as a result, you've lost maybe 12 pounds, 20 pounds of downforce. In that case, 100% you are losing some downforce. However, some people would actually say that's a benefit because at 140 miles per hour, you don't need the added drag and downforce. Typically, you're in a straight line, you're going very fast, you're not actually needing that rear end downforce. F1 actually gets in trouble for having carbon wings and carbon elements that reduce angle of attack at high rates of speed, and they're penalized because this is actually a benefit. Now, is that specifically why Verus designs parts to be trunk mounted? Of course not. We design it to be trunk mounted because we want you, the customer, to actually daily drive these cars as well as drive them on track. That's our target market. A customer who daily drives these cars, enjoys them every day, and then takes them to the track where they belong as well, and has a ton of fun with them on the track with the performance you're required. Now, do we develop and make some chassis mount wings? 100%. Does that mean that they're better than trunk mounted wings? I don't know. I would argue the full use of a trunk is actually a really nice benefit for someone who actually uses this car all the time. I'm honestly not here to create a debate about whether chassis mount or trunk mount is better. Every vendor or manufacturer has their own way of doing things, and we have a specific way of doing things here at Verus. I'm just here to explain why we design what we design and why we're proud of what we developed. I'm 155 pounds, which I get is not a ton. However, I'm bouncing on the car right this moment, and everything's doing just fine. Keep in mind that I am loading this rear wing in one of the worst case scenarios possible. Air can't possibly load 155 pounds and then 0 pounds on the other side. So the trunk is moving more than it should, and all of that stuff. And yet, that deformation still transfers all the way to those rear wheels. There's no difference. Thanks for watching my rant on deformation and how it doesn't actually impact downforce and how it goes through the chassis. We appreciate you guys reaching out, asking us any questions. If you have any questions, by all means, send it to us, sales@verus-engineering.com. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.